Hello, welcome to my live. There's a not want raise eyebrow again. Anywho, this is going to be part 2 to my book collection. I did a part 1 of it, but it was life, death, rebirth, and or afterlife. That was just my book collection, but this is going to be part 2 of it. I don't know why I named that video that, but I did. But anyways, this is part 2, and I'm gonna kind of be quiet because it is a Wednesday at midnight, so I'm just gonna jump right into it again. The first book I'm gonna show, and I did rewatch the last one, and I'm not sure some of these books. I'm not sure on every single book that I'm going to show if I showed them in that last video. If I did, I did. If I didn't, I didn't. Don't cuss me, please. But it's just, yeah, I'm just I didn't advertise this live or anything. I'm just going to kind of jump into this one, But the first book I'm going to show, I'll just show the book itself. And last time I noticed some of what I can see on my screen wasn't showing up when I rewatched the video. So I figured, I'll go ahead and just show this one. But anyways, this book is the 21st Century Edition. Over 700,000 copies sold. The author, the publisher of this book is Taylor Trade. The author of this book is Joanna Martine Woolfolk, and it is the only astrology book you'll ever need. And it's kind of a like a wide book, and because it's paperback, it's wavy and thin. But yeah, like I say, I'm a fan of paperback books. If you watched the last video and you know anything about it, or if you watched the last video, you'll understand that I'm a fan of paperback books, and I just love them. Actually, I have, like I say in my last video, I have close to 400 books still that I need to get. But if you're interested, all my books that I have in my collection came from Amazon, so you can look these books up and find them on Amazon. Very cool. So next book. This one, I don't know why I bought this one, because the author of this book has this book that is in, like I showed you in my last video, the one that says the secret teachings of all things. That one, you can find the stuff that's in that book in separate, smaller books. This one, I think the reason I bought this is because in my cart, I had a set amount of money to spend, and I was under it, and I had this book in there, which this book is in a bigger book that I wanted. But I think that's the reason I got this. And the author is Ernest Holmes, and it is called Science of the Mind. Yeah, that's this book, if you're interested. There's nothing on the back of it, but like I say, this book actually it comes in a bigger book by Ernest Holmes that I wanted to get, but this one is what completed my cart at the time. So that's the reason I got it. I actually had a lot of books to go over in this video that I didn't realize I had that many left. Next three, these are Indian spirituality books. And I'm not going to pronounce them because even though I know what they are, every time I try to pronounce them, it don't sound right how I pronounce them. I pronounce them weirdly, so I'm just not going to. But these are on Amazon. And religion, Hinduism. Try not to let that light shine on them so bad so you can see. And if you know these books, if you've been on some kind of spiritual search yourself, you probably know about these three books, or at least the one of them. You rather know about that first one I held up, or you know this one, or you know this one. Yeah, these are on Hinduism, Indian spirituality. Like I said, if you're interested, everything that I have, look them up on Amazon. Or if you're just curious about, like the, what do you call it, the summary of these books, you can always Google them. Pause my video or whatever, and just go into Google, type in the book, and boom, you got it. Okay, I'm going to hold up this big bad booger. This one is the complete 54-book Apocrypha, the 2022 edition, with the Deuterocanon, 1 through 3 Enoch, Giants, Jasper, Jubilees. I cannot ever pronounce that word right. And the Apostolic Fathers, LSV version. But yeah. And this is a big baby. Trying to get that light. The light keeps hitting on it to where you can't really see it. But I gotta have my light. You know. But yeah, this is a big baby. A big, healthy, hearty book. Next one. Oh, this book's backwards. But if you know anything about this book, that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that way. And the cool thing about this book is, let me just get to it. One side of it has it in Hebrew, and then the English translation. Hebrew, English translation. This is from the Jewish Publication Society. And it is the Hebrew English Tonica. And I might be pronouncing that wrong, but that's how I pronounce it. The next one is the Urantania book, Discovering the Mysteries of God, the Universe, World History, Jesus, and Ourselves. An international bestseller. It says over 750,000 books in print. That's not sold, that's just in print. And it is part 1 and 2, God, the inhabitant universes, life and death, angels and other beings, the war in heaven, is God, the origins of human life, the purpose of life, Jesus, science, life after death. It has a little bit of everything that goes into this book, and man, the pages in this are just like the pages in a Bible. I don't know if you can hear this. Hold on. Let me try to get one single page. But it's just like Bible pages. It's really thin. But this is this one. Another healthy, big-hearted book. So yeah, trying to speed through this one a little bit. Next is the Dead Sea Scrolls Bible, the oldest known Bible translated for the first time into English. Translated and with commentary by Martin Abbage Jr., Peter Flint, and Eugene Ulrich. More than 1,000 years older than any previously discovered biblical manuscripts, with material never before published or translated, including hundreds of new and different readings and lost psalms. But yeah, this one is, I just love the way it looks. It looks beautiful to me. It just looks like a very pretty book. And yeah, on Amazon is where you can find these. And this is one of them that falls back into paganism and the occult. I think I have at least one more that I have to show that falls into paganism. But this is the Magical Books of Solomon, the Greater and Lesser Keys, and the Testament of Solomon by Aleister Crowley, S.L. McGregor Mathers, and F.C. Connerbear. But yeah, this one, I'm not going to read anything on this book about what it is, or if you don't know anything about the Lesser Keys of Solomon or who Solomon is, Google him. Google him and do a little bit of research into it, and you'll see. but do a little bit of research into it. But before you open these books and read like this one, and the one I showed on the last video, the Mage, before you read these books, do a little research. You don't want to play with things that you don't know nothing about. That's the reason. Besides opening the book is one thing. But me myself, and I'm not the sharpest tool in the Crayola box, okay? I'm not the brightest crayon in the shed, okay? But I mean, I knows me a thing or two. I got my padding on today, You see me seeing you. But yeah, I know a little thing or two, okay, about how some of this works. And so I can open these books and I can read these books if I so too please. But reading something and then actually trying to perform something is two completely different things. Which I'm not to that stage yet, but it's because I'm choosing not to be. Okay. Understand you need that. And you do see that these books, when I keep them in my collection, you see how they go. If this is a book to deal with demons, a godly book. You gotta make sure that it's squared off. Right? I'm just saying that's how I like to keep them, because some people even say that these books, just having them in your collection, just sitting on your bookshelf, things have happened just because of the things that are in these books. Okay. Now, the next one we have is The Shamanic Soul, a guided book for self-exploration, healing, and mysticism by Daniel Mahler, forwarded by Jason Mankey. This is a one-stop training course in the shamanic arts. And it is another beautiful book. I think it is anyways. You might not, but I know some of these other books, I didn't show the backs of them last time, but I will this time, just in case you want to pause the video and maybe even read it for yourself or something. You can. So, and I'm not sure if I showed this book on the last video. I might have, but it would be the Kabbalion. And I wanted a different, the Three Initiates. I wanted a different copy of this, but this is the one that I had gotten because at the time it was what I could afford. So, and here's the back of it in case you want to pause the video and read it if you don't know anything about the Kabbalion. So, feel free to pause it and read it. I'm not going to go into too much details on some of them. You either know or you don't know. This one is The Physics of Consciousness in the Quantum Field, Minerals, Plants, Animals, and the Human Soul by Ivan Antic. And actually the other book goes with this one. The only reason I don't like it is because the other one is thin. And I love when my books have on the spine of the book. I love when they have something written on the spine of the book. The other one doesn't, unfortunately. But here's this one. I'm going to move my fingers out the way and start over. Okay. And here's the I think they go together. They're written by the same person. But this one is Metaphysics of Astrology, Why Astrology Works by Ivan Antic. And see, it's just a little bitty old thin book. Yeah. Next book. The Astral Plane by C.W. Ledbetter. And if you know anything about this book is kind of weird though. When I opened it the first time, you see how the book looks, right? I mean, I know you might know this picture. This picture is actually I've seen this picture a lot. But it's just a little bitty old thin book. But when you open it, you see how the lettering is on there? Like, it's like they printed it not the right size for the pages. They're all like that. Like, it's kind of weird. I don't know why it's like that. I didn't do any research into it, why it's like that. But the entire book is like that. So yeah, it's from 2014. Let's see that one. I'll get these two out of the way because if you've watched my channel or anything, you probably have seen these two books by now. This one is The Hermetica, The Lost Wisdom of the Pharaohs by Timothy Freak and Peter Candy, authors of the Jesus Mysteries. And if you know anything about the Hermetica, you already know what it's about. I'm not going to read too much on this one, but if you want to read the back of it, if not, if you would like to look the book up itself, what it's about, the Hermetica, by all means, I insist. The next one, the Holy Quran. I really, really enjoy reading the Quran. I really do. And this one is I love the beauty of it. It's a beautiful book. I suggest everyone have a copy of the Quran and read the Quran. Don't let your religious views divide you spiritually from connecting with people. Because no matter what color your skin is, what part of the world you live on, what language you speak, right now, we're in human form, which means your DNA is a little bit different than mine, period. There is people that, you might not believe this, you can Google it if you want to, but there are people who their DNA structure are different in different parts of the world. But that's besides the point. The point is, we are human. It doesn't matter how different your DNA is from mine. You are still human right now in this form. You're still in human form. No matter what color you are, what religion you've been taught, don't let that dictate on how you judge people. You shouldn't look at somebody because they're a different skin color, or they worship God, or they don't worship God, or they're they're homosexual or heterosexual, you shouldn't look at them and be like, I don't like you because of that reason. You don't understand past lives, that you could have been where they are, or you will eventually be where they are. You don't like black people because you're a white person. You could have been a black person or eventually will be. You don't like gay people because you're straight. You could have been a gay person or eventually will be. My mind operates differently. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. You don't have to believe anything I say. It's a choice. You have free will. Use it. Anyways, let me get on with it. This one is the inventions, researches, and writings of Nikola Tesla. Union Square and Company is who the publisher of this book is. And actually, this book it's not what I thought it was. Okay, because when I looked at this book, and it said inventions, researches, and writings of Nikola Tesla, that's what I thought it was going to be. Well, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you want to know, you're just going to have to get the book. But pretty much, it's about more or less different types of motors. His inventions, by all means, it's Nikola Tesla's inventions and his creations, but it's more about motors and stuff like that, and all different kinds of them, and some of his writings and teachings. But that's not what I was looking for. But this is this one. You can find it on Amazon. It might look different to your book that I seen on Amazon. It was a paperback that I ordered. Had a different cover than this, but it is the same book. It just looks different. And by all means, when you see the backs of these, you can see that they have prices on them, right? Probably 98% of the books that I've gotten, when they have come with something like that says the price, I did not pay that for that book. I paid cheaper than what they said. So I was just letting you know that not all these books that has these price tags on the back of them. See, this book right here says in Canada is $41, and USA it's $33. I didn't pay that for this damn book. But this one is the Nag Hammadi Scriptures, the revised and updated translation of sacred Gnostic texts, complete in one volume, edited by Marvin Meyer, advisory board Wolf Peter Funk, Paul Herbert Poirier, James M. Robinson, introduction by Elaine H. Pagels. If I mispronounce any of these names, I'm sorry, like I say. But apparently this is a really good book. I wouldn't know. Yet I haven't channeled it in a while because I haven't wanted to. It's actually there's a couple reasons. I can't at the moment, but not just that I can't, I don't want to either, because there's things that I have to work on. It's a journey for me. And this one is Books of the Ethiopian Bible Missing from the Protestant Canon from the Ethiopian Church. It has the books on the back of it that it talks about. But I so badly want the Ethiopian Bible. I have the copy on Amazon that I want. But man, it's $100 something for just one book. But as soon as I can get the money and have an extra $100 to buy that book with, that's what I want, because with everything that I'm finding, I know the Dead Sea Scrolls said that it was the oldest book. But apparently the Ethiopian Bible was older. But to me, it's not about who says this and who says that. I get all of them, and I'm going to compare them. I'm going to read them. I want to know what's the difference between the writings in this book and the writings in this book. I want to know if there is a difference. And if there isn't any difference, then I want to ask my Creator myself and find out. That's just what I'm here to do. I'm here to teach. But I can only teach. I can only teach when I have the books. So you can follow along. But that's the whole reason I'm writing. So maybe one day you can follow along in a book that I wrote. But the last book I'm going to have on this channel or on this video is the books of Enoch, the angels, the watchers, and the nephilim, with extensive commentary on the 3 books of Enoch, the fallen angels, the calendar of Enoch, and Daniel's prophecy. The first book of Enoch, the Ethiopic book of Enoch, the second book of Enoch, the Slavonic secrets of Enoch, the third book of Enoch, the Hebrew book of Enoch, the book of fallen angels, the watchers, and the origin of evil, with expanded commentary on Enoch, angels, prophecies, and calendars in the sacred texts, by Joseph B. Lumpkin. And it was published by Fifth Estate in Alabama, USA. USA, baby, yeah. Run. Yeah. Anyways. But a very pretty book. This, actually, when I bought this one, there was a different book. Because, like, some of these books, like the Quran, there's actually 3 or 4 different versions that I want to get. Because I want to compare them. There's actually 2 or 3 versions of the books of Enoch that I want to get because I want to compare them. The Ethiopian Bibles, different books. I have multiple different versions that have been published by different people, written by different people, that I want to get and compare them. Because, and yeah, you're sitting here thinking that's a lot of reading. It's only a refreshing course, if I can say that. And I know some people are looking at me like I'm crazy or whatever, but something's telling me that it's not the first time that I've read them. It's that I don't remember reading them, or I don't remember writing them. It's weird. I can't explain it. I can't explain it, but it's almost like they're my own notes. But throughout time, I set them down and forgot them. And these are my refreshing course. But yeah, here's this one. I know I already showed it, but I didn't show the back of it. If you're interested. But okay, that's it for this video. It's a little warm in this room. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Just a quick little live this time. But anyways, make sure that you donate. Donate to help the channel. You help me keep making these videos. So, Cash App 369 Cats Meow. Download Cash App. You can donate anything. I mean, anything, $1. I don't care. Anything helps the channel. But Cash App is 369 Cats Meow. And PayPal is at Love and Life 369. So you can donate anything. I mean, I don't care. Donate anything to help the channel. Just show love and support. Or subscribe to the channel. Share the videos. Hit the bell. That's love and support too. Comment on the videos. Anything to help me keep this channel going. Help keep doing what I'm doing is a blessing to me. But that's it for this video. I love you. God bless you. And may your day be peaceful.